Hey guys, this is Wes from YGeoLab, and I have here today my Dinomist deck profile. So Bosch came out just a couple days ago. My friend and I opened some boxes, and I got pretty much all the cards in here from those. I didn't have to go out of my way to pick up any extra cards for the deck, so I thought it would be something fun to play around with. And it has been a really fun deck. I just started testing with it yesterday though. We're sorry we haven't been bringing in many new videos lately. We've been busy with our senior year of high school. But we have made quite a few new decks since our last video, which was I think my updated heroes or Cosmo, I can't even remember. But we have Satellar Knights, Cosmos, Deskbots, you name it, we probably have it. So we're gonna try a lot better to bring new videos. But anyways, let me go into the deck. So the main beater is Dinomist Rex, and when he attacks, after the damage step, you can tribute another Dinomist you have to activate one of his effects. The first one is it can make a second attack on an opponent's monster and inflicts piercing if it's in defense mode. And the other one is you can shuffle one card in your opponent's hand or on their field back into the deck, and then he gains an additional 100 attack. So it's pretty cool. Then we have the Stratos of the deck, 3 Terran. So when it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you get to add a Dinomist card from your deck to your hand. And it says cards, you can add one of the spell or traps too if you want. So let me get into the scales. Half of them are scale 6, the other half are scale 3. The 6s have the effect that once while it's in your pendulum scale, you get to negate an opponent's effect that targets a Dinomist card or cards you control, and then you destroy this card. So it'll just go to your extra deck. And then the 3s have the effect that if a Dinomist card or cards would be destroyed by battle or a card effect, you can send him to the graveyard. So this stops targeting, this stops destruction. Then we have 3 Brachion and 3 Ceratops. And these cards kind of combo together. Brachion's like a cyber dragon. If your opponent controls the monster on the field with the most attack, even if it's tied, you can just special him from your hand. And then Ceratops is if all monsters you control are Dinomist, you can special him from your hand. And they're both level 5, so it's pretty much just a free rank 5 if you have both these. And then Ceratops is a scale 3, and then Brachion scale 6. Then we have 3. God, I'm gonna butcher this. It's less. Oh, I'm not even gonna try. I'm not sure if the P is silent or not. Pretty much this card is just a walking Burden of the Mighty, which is cool. So all monsters your opponent controls lose 100 attack and defense for each Dinomist card you control. So like I said before, spell and traps included. And the last one is 3 Stegosaurus. This card is not as great, so it's probably going to come out once we get the new card from Shining Victories. The new card's it's sort of like a Rex, but I think it's honestly better. As the effect that you can tribute a monster and then it gets additional effects. And then Stegosaurus is if another pendulum monster you control battles an opponent's monster, after damage calculation you destroy both of those. That's it for monsters. For spells, Dinomist Charge, it's sort of like a tanky. When it's activated, you can add a Dinomist monster from your deck to your hand. And then once per turn, if a Dinomist card is added from your field to the extra deck, so all of these will because they're pendulums, you can add one of those cards to your hand. So that's pretty cool. Then I run 3 of the field spell, Dynamic Power Load. When all Dinomists gain 300 attack and defense, that part's pretty standard. But when Dinomist monsters battle, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects. So no hand traps or mirror forces, pretty much Armades. Then 3 Wavering Eyes, so when your opponent tries to pop your scales, you can pop them first and then burn your opponent and add. And then when you play Pepe, you can get all 4 effects, which is crazy. Then 3 MST for more Pepe hate, and then just any standard, any deck, anything that runs back row. 2 Instant Fusion. This card's amazing in this deck because all your monsters are either level 5 or level 4. So my targets for these are a Panzer, and a Norden. So situational, whichever one you need, you can have access to. Then to round up spells, Raigeki and a limit removal. Staple, really. This can help with the OTK. Traps we don't run too many of, just 3 Dinomist Rush. You can special a Dinomist monster from your deck. It's unaffected by other card effects, which is nice, but it gets destroyed during the end phase, so it'll go to your extra deck. And then if you have Dinomist charge, it'll go to your hand, so that's pretty cool. And then I like to call the Holy Trinity of Traps, Emptiness, Warning, and Bottomless. I haven't really had time to throw together an extra deck, plus I don't really have most of the cards, so right now I just have these, but you can run pretty much any rank 4 or 5. Actually I have my Teller Knights right here, so let me just pull out some generic rank 4s. You can obviously make Castell, 101, Dweller, Karen Gorgon. Oh, Ragnar Zero is crazy in this deck when you have the one that reduces your opponent's monsters by 100 attack and defense. So if you have this on the field and then you can make a Ragnar Zero, you can just start popping their stuff like crazy. Is there anything else? I mean, you can run Cowboy if you have room, I guess. But the rank 5, you should run Volcasaurus if you have it. Jared's using it in his Cosmos right now, so that's why I don't have it. And then obviously a Gaia Knight, so you can put it on top of the Volcasaurus. You can also run Shark Fortress, I think. The one that makes it so your monsters can attack twice. Oh, and then Wind Up Carriers and Mayo. That card's really good. I need to pick one up. Anyways, that's it for the deck. I hope you guys have enjoyed this deck profile, and please comment if you want to see more of our decks. And like always, this is Wes from YGO Lab signing off.